Johnson.
Big Johnson. They got the Big Johnson going.
That's right. There he is.
You got one?
I got him.
Hey, what you
Roland.
got, Jimmy?
Got him.
Hey,
got
folks.
him.
Hey, we got one. Hey, okay, now what we got here?
That might be a bass.
Is it a big one?
That
Is
might
it
be
a
a
big one?
bass. No, it's a crappie. It's a crappie.
Big one.
Fishing Toledo Bend, and the noise you hear out there, is.
Oh!
Looky there. Good way to start. The noise you hear is a highway. We are on.
Well, I just had one. I just had one.
You talk about eat it. I mean, he ate it. Look at that.
I just had one.
He ate that little
hit,
crappie magic jig.
one just hit mine.
Got a little sickle tail on there, lucky sickle. And I'm telling you, that's a nice crappie right there. That's our first crappie. I fished with Shane Johnson. Shane's a crappie guide here, and also guides saltwater. In fact, he mostly guides saltwater. This is his last day on Toledo Bend.
Yeah.
We're fishing bridge pilings, and we're looking for these fish with a live scope. We'll let you look at and see what we're doing there. And most of these bridge pilings, they have shelves that go across them. And we're fishing around those shelves. Those crappie will be on top of the shelf. They'll be behind the shelf. They'll be under them. They'll be on the bridge pilings at different depths. Once you figure out the depth, and we got a neat trick we're going to show you on that. That's a good start.
That's a beautiful.
Great.
Good. I just had one.
And release it today?
Huh? We kiss and release will be fine.
You want to kiss it?
Sure.
Oh, that was a boy. Oh my God!
No, it wasn't.
A boy.
Roland, what are you
let's
doing?
let that
I was
beautiful
trying to throw
crappie
in
go.
there. I got all hung up.
How did you do that?
Beautiful,
I
beautiful.
don't know.
Look at this. Look at this. That is wrong way. Oh, wrong way.
Yeah, let's see.
Here, probably should be able to spin.
Just when you were talking, I had one on.
Did you? Swing
Yeah.
and a miss? That's what I call that. A swing and a miss. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
He does this every time. Every time. He usually does it to keep me from catching a fish. This time he did it to keep himself from catching one.
Well, that's a good way to slow you down, Jimmy.
Yeah, I know it.
You
That's
look like
exactly what he's trying to do.
You're gonna be the smart. I always say that there's a smart ass in the boat, and it looks like it's gonna be you today. All right, let's see. We're almost there, boys.
I was fishing one time.
Did he thump it?
Yeah, he hit it good. That jig, you feel that jig hit inside his mouth. He had sucked it down. Hit the roof of his mouth. I fished with him one time. He had 2 rods hung up at the same time. 2. And he picked up a third one, tried to fish with it. I said, well, you go get the one.
All right.
Go get the ones loose. Now, don't do that again.
Okay. All right, bring us back there.
Don't do that again, Roland.
There you go. Jimmy's
go.
got another one.
Another one.
They're
Well, he's right down there about 19 feet.
Yeah.
About 19 feet. That one just barely touched it.
Was he deeper? Was that
it's a
deeper
nice
than the flag?
It's a nice
He
one.
was about a foot off the water.
Yeah, I had my
Go down a little bit more.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
he was about 19 feet.
Big old slab. And swing him in.
Oh,
Hey, baby
Gigantic.
doll. Look at that.
Son, that's a
Is
good
Well,
that-
one.
this, I see why people hire guides. I haven't touched a fish except with my lips. Look.
It's a girl. It's a girl.
Oh,
you want some sugar? Is that just hard?
He don't do
big
any
old
seconds.
coffee.
He's one of the
I mean,
purest.
it just don't get no better than that.
Isn't that a beautiful slab?
Ooh,
Isn't that a beautiful
that's a
slab?
release today.
Woo.
I want y'all to notice what we got. We got Roland's.
These bridge pilings are around all the big reservoirs. You got these main bridges that cross these deep reservoirs. Summertime pattern. You know, you got the good thing about these bridges here is you got high oxygenated water, you got a lot of bait fish, and you got shade, something that a predator loves to be around. That's why guys put brush piles out, right? Because they create shade. These bridge pilings also give a lot of structure. You look at these 2 vertical uprights. Down there 15 feet, there's a cross member that connects those 2 vertical uprights. Crappie love horizontal structure to butt up against. We passed this one, looked at it with the live scope. There's about a dozen of them down there, and they're all just big old giants.
Woo.
And the bridge pilings all over the nation. All over the nation. It doesn't
And
matter.
you
We
don't
happen
have
to be
to-
on Toledo Bend Reservoir, but you can be anywhere, you know. It's a great place if you fish in the bank even. You know, on either end where you can reach maybe 1, maybe 2. And those end ones are really good, except you get in a summertime like this. You get in a summertime like this in July, and they're not going to be on those end pilings too much. And a lot of largemouth bass, a lot of white bass, drum, a variety of fish are going to be here.
That's right.
Channel cat's a great place to channel cat fish.
Yeah.
Natural,
Oh, I had one.
not catching their own fish.
I had one.
Yes.
I had one. I had one.
I got one too,
You got
Roland.
it, bro.
Yeah, but I lost
Get out of your
mine.
way or
I
you'll
lost
tangle
mine.
me up.
I lost one.
Get your bait out of my way.
I lost mine.
Throw your bait
You
back out.
guys
Throw
don't
your
know.
bait back out there.
Reel
by
it
the
in.
pilings.
Now's the chance to get
They're not out here in the middle.
Oh, it's a big old.
Where they are is on the end of my rod. They're right on the end of my rod. Come here, baby.
One motion.
I've had 3 strikes.
Oh, it's a big old.
Yeah, look at that.
I've had 3 strikes also, Roland.
I've had 3 strikes. I've caught nothing.
Look, there's something that me and my buddies fish back home, and we got acronyms for everything, right? If we're carp fishing and we catch a trout, it's CA, carp action. If we're on bottom, it's BA, bottom action. If we get hung on the bottom.
Oh, I got one. I finally got one.
Look, if you
What I'm going to do is I'm going to catch one and let Roland widen it in. Roland! Look at the size.
Look at the size. Look at what I caught.
Roland, I tell you, those small ones are harder to catch.
I know, they're harder to catch.
mouse.
They got a smaller man.
Anyways.
Look at the size of my fish and look at the size of Roland's
Which one's
fish.
bigger?
It's been this way. How big is that, Roland? £1.25?
Yeah, probably.
Been
I'm a
this
little
way
bigger.
all of our life. All of our life.
Look, so I got an acronym for y'all. You ready?
Okay.
BFOTD. That's my favorite one to use when we fish with my buddies. You know what it stands for? Big fish of the day.
Big fish
Jimmy
of the
got
day.
big fish of the day so far. Let's let
So
that
far, I
dude go.
do. You're right.
All right.
I didn't get out there far enough.
Get down there, girl. Here we go.
They're right out there.
Fish
When that bait finally gets down there, you know, as you're swimming, it's getting
And how
down.
far out from the piling was it, Jimmy? Very far out?
Yeah, he's about 2 foot off this side of the piling.
Was he?
And that's the smallest one I caught. It's obviously a lot larger than anything Roland's caught, but
These guys.
I'm not going to catch a small one. Yeah.
Incredibly.
Does Toledo Bend have a minimum? It's got to be 10 inches or something?
No, they changed that. It's
And Toledo Bend's got a 25 fish limit. Is that both Texas and Louisiana?
Yes, they made it
Both sides.
consistent because they had it. At one point, Louisiana was 50, and it was too much confusion.
Right,
The guys
yeah.
from Texas were driving along to here to
Right,
pitch.
right.
50.
So, yeah. So
11 dandy.
25 whether you fish. And you can fish Toledo Bend with the Texas or Louisiana license.
That's right. You just got to abide by the laws of the state
Right.
that you launch
Yeah,
from.
right. The state you launched from. Okay, I understand.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Come on, boy.
I wonder if my depth is the same as yours.
You mean where your flag is?
Yeah.
I look at they're like maybe an inch apart.
Really?
Yeah, one might be 2 inches. But as long as you keep that flag, you see where my flag is? Another real advantage, Roland, to fishing this bridge pilot. The disadvantage is all the noise.
Yeah.
But if that's even an advantage for me because a lot of times I can't hear you talking. But the real advantage is we have a little shade here also.
Oh,
and
I
we got
know.
just a little bit of breeze.
Yeah.
Toledo being, you can have a little bit of breeze that's like waves this high.
Yeah.
But we got a little bit of breeze and we got some shade and it's pretty nice. Even though it is tremendously humid, tremendously hot.
It's a high of 97 today.
Yeah.
All right, there's a few here, boys.
Ooh, I got
some
one.
big
I got
ones, man.
one.
Some
I got
big
one.
ones right
I got
here,
one.
boys.
Yes, sir.
And we have no
I
net
got
in
a
the boat.
bigger one.
What happens if we get a lake record, Jim? Roland?
What is
got
the
a
lake
big one.
record at
What if,
Toledo
what if
Bend?
we get a lake record, we don't have a net in the boat?
We
What
got
are we
a
going
net.
to do?
We have a net in the
Well,
boat.
we need to get it.
Woo.
We need to get it.
Wow.
We got a net
Now,
in the boat.
Jimmy, what do you think?
Well, it's
I'm
getting-
catching
it's getting-
on.
It's getting bigger.
Hey, I'm not going to be the crappie expert, but I do catch on.
Will you quit saying that?
You guys will show me what to do, and I'll do it.
You've already caught on, you know. And besides that, you're finally setting the hook on a big one. Most time when I get those smaller ones, like those first 2 or 3 you got, I just shake my rod a little bit, shake them off, scare them away.
I'll do that. I'll do that
I
next
don't do
time.
that.
I want to see that move.
I don't set the hook
All right,
on,
there's a bunch more down there.
on those little bitty ones like that.
What a sweet look. Let's fix your jig. 'Cause
That-
he pulled, oh, Jimmy got it. Roland got it.
That was a little bitty one, Roland, that I had on, so I
We
shook
need to
it
get
off.
you.
Yeah, I got Jimmy's little bitty one.
We'll go get you another one.
I got look at this. Look at the one that Jimmy just missed.
That's right.
But I caught it. They're hard. Those little ones
I
are
did
harder to
not.
catch. They're harder to
I
catch.
did
They
not-
got smaller mouths?
Yeah. That's
I
right.
did not miss that fish, Roland. I
Yeah.
shook him off.
Get another one.
Roland, I didn't miss the fish. I shook him. You see these little spider webs? We get these little spider webs off those bridge pilings. Like Shane said, a really good guide, I mean a really good high dollar guide, would
Yeah, you don't want that on the
hold
line.
that tight, hold that tight.
Because those crappie got big pupils, right? They see all that, and it flags your line.
In a normal school, a crappie class will have about 30 pupils, 35.
And they're all intelligent. They all got PhDs. Get you another one, Jimmy.
I'm gonna put my little bit of.
Now, Shane, let me
Little
ask
bit
you
of-
this: when I had my heavier rod, my regular bass spinning rod. You said it was too heavy.
Too heavy.
Why is that too heavy?
Because they sometimes today it seems like that it's a pretty good strong bite.
The last one I caught was the smallest bite.
But sometimes
Yeah,
they'll just
other
come
ones-
up and that jig will be moving and they'll just grab that jig and just float right with
So you need a small
the same
little light
cadence
rod.
that you're reeling, they're going to swim and you
With
will
the
never
bigger
feel
rod,
them.
with the big rod, you wouldn't feel
You
it.
would never feel them.
Okay.
But that soft rod, that soft tip, you'll just see the tip just load up slightly
Okay.
and they're on it.
Okay.
See, that's a big crappie there. That's one there. Go a little bit more right. You can see them back here. See, and there's your crossbar. Or the technical term for that, structural term, is a bent. But you see them hugged up underneath that cross member here?
Yep.
I think that one's got Jimmy's name all over it.
You catch 4 or 5 fish.
Well,
you
if
get 4 or 5
Jimmy
ahead
catches
of
a
you,
fish and I don't,
he'll
I know
start
there's a
whining,
reason.
complaining.
There's got to
you
be
know.
a mechanical failure somewhere.
It's a mechanic. It's what we call it normally is operator error. When you're not catching fish, I call it operator error. When you're catching fish, you're doing exactly what I'm doing right now. You're gingerly praying old paper mouth crappie. You're gonna get him up here around the boat, and you're gonna swing that big mother in.
What a dandy.
Look at that pretty white crappie right there.
Woo!
Pretty
How do you
aggressive.
know
That's a
white
black.
crappie and black
Black
crappie?
crappie, black crappie.
Yeah, your whites always have them vertical bars, right?
Yeah, that's a beauty.
This is a big black. And
Big.
over this summer, I'd catch maybe 1 to 2 white crappie per day. So,
Okay.
but those are generally a little bit bigger.
Oh, really?
You get more meat off of the black crappies than you do the whites because they just built.
A little
they
bit
built
broader,
Like tanks.
a little
Look
bit
how thick
broader.
he is.
I see.
That's beautiful. All right, we'll let him go. All these big crappie are getting pardons today, and
They're being pardoned.
They're getting to meet 2 celebrities as well and talk about it.
being pardoned.
Yeah, they're getting a pardon.
Critical. That flag is very, very important. It's easy to see.
See how easy it is to replicate?
Makes it really easy for you to get your bait down the right depth.
There
As long as you keep
go.
that flag
There
right
we
out
go.
of the water.
Okay, there we go.
Roland's
Now we
got
got
one.
Now we got one.
And
Now
Roland
we
caught
got
this
one.
way
That's
out
a
there.
great
That's
old-
something
Yeah, yeah.
besides a crappie, I bet you.
Got him coming up.
No, it's a crappie.
Man,
That's a
oh, man.
crappie.
And that
That's a
little rod, I
crappie.
thought it might be a bass.
That's a
or
crappie,
white
son.
bass. You're able to catch
That's
catfish, everything out here. White bass, largemouth bass.
Woo!
Whoa.
There we go. That's a crappie.
That's,
Now we're talking, son.
that's full grown.
That's
there.
that's what we're talking about. Now, Shane, what would that weigh?
That's pound 4 or 5 ounces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which a
little
pound
So when they
crappie
talk
is-
about a slab crappie, you're talking about a pound and a half?
Yeah. Well,
Depends on where you are.
2 pounders, you know.
2 pounds,
common.
really
Well,
big,
usually
yeah.
once a week on this lake.
I got you.
But that's on this bridge. That's average. Now you're not going to catch 80 fish on this bridge.
Now, what's the
you
limit
come here
now?
for-
What's
you
the
come here
Louisiana
for the
limit?
Quality.
Huh?
25 per person.
That's both Texas or
Correct.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Okay. My license is Texas, so.
So you put out, what I do
No,
when I
right,
guide
no,
is I
no,
put brush piles out. We get our numbers off the brush pile, and then
Okay.
we come back here and get quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a good quality fish there.
Do you give
We're gonna let
share
her
your
go.
credit card number?
Yeah.
Really? He's just a little one, maybe. Little baby one. Yeah. So the only thing that's on the brush is the small ones.
Don't worry about that, Roland. I used to catch that size back when I first started too.
That's a northern crappie. Just go straight down right here, Roland. There's a tree right here, and there's a bunch of them on the live scope. I can see them.
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah. That's a little tiny one.
Another small one.
Yeah, that's what I get for ragging him. Of course, it's quite a bit larger than what he caught, but you know.
Bring him on in. Keep your hands clean.
Large enough to keep right there.
Yeah, that's a good eater.
He's trying to keep fish smell off my hands.
You won't have to wash your hands at the end of the day.
I want to smell like a fish. That's a good eater right there. That's got nice
Just
fillets
go straight
on it.
down there, Jimmy. Just drop it straight down. It is nice being in the shade. Do this all day long with no fatigue. There we go.
That's a little better.
A little better?
Yep, that's a little better. Got one of Roland size here.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Look
Give
at
me
that
a
crappie. Look at that sacalay. We on the
Well, that's a good
Louisiana
one.
side.
That's a
Oh,
good one,
looky
son.
there, Roland Martin.
That's a good one.
Roland Martin, look at that fish.
That's a good one.
You could kiss my girl if you
He's
want.
a half
No,
tail.
that's right.
She's got
I'll
a half
let you.
tail.
I'm done kissing crappie. That's not.
Big old
not a
mouth.
good deal.
We are fishing absolutely, totally different than we did this morning when we started. We got some brush piles down around this piling right here, and we're dropping down below our flag. Again, that flag is worth its weight in gold. because we dropped down below that flag about 2 foot, so we know we got our bait down 22 foot. There's a lot of brush there. Now we can tick that brush and work that brush. Missed that one. We can tick that brush and work that brush as long as we're working vertically. We tick it and we don't set the hook on it. So the jig will kind of slide around it. The crappie hook's a small hook, and so a lot of times you can hit the brush and not get hung up in it, which is what I was doing right before I caught that big fish right there. But we're just vertically jigging, barely winding up. And when I say barely, when you turn a spinning reel, one turn picks up several inches of line. So when you're vertically jigging, you want to be barely coming up. Yeah. Now I'm down below my knot.
I just hit a strike.
Or my flag.
And the reason we just want to stay vertical is if you try and do that horizontal presentation, what happens?
Another strike.
You get snagged up in the trees, don't you? But those limbs are facing up, so you're dropping that jig straight down and bringing it straight up. It's
so
more.
You can tick them. You got to be careful when you hit something. Don't set the hook.
Yeah.
Or you hang it up a lot. So if you hit it, just hit it, shake it a little bit, and bring it over, and just keep coming up.
Ooh.
Got him rolling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Looks like a good one.
Son, I got a good one. Near the shadow line, near the shade line.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, look. That's a good one.
I think
son.
he was. I think your rod was in the shade line, but I think he was trailing back behind there. I think you were still swimming. You weren't straight down.
Not the biggest in the world, but a nice one.
Oh, that's a good eater.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Those colors on those fish, like turn that camera around this way and look at the tail. Look at those.
I love this
See the
shade.
colors right here, that bluish, glimmer blue. It's just such a beautiful fish. Beautiful. Can you see that? Gorgeous. Go back, girl. Go get bigger. We need to get you another bait on there, Mr. Roland.
There you go. There you go. Come here, baby doll. Come here, baby doll.
Talk to him. Sweet talk him.
Roland, you're playing around with your drone, and
That's a good one,
He's got a
son.
big black racing stripe on him.
I'm playing with those things.
That's a good one.
This is so nice just to pull it, set the hook, catch a fish, pull it in here, and Shane does everything. Look how deep he's got it. Now that's the way they were biting us this morning.
Choked it.
Now we've hit a lot of bridge pilings. We're looking at a lot of pilings that we're not fishing.
Yeah.
You see a lot of pilings we're not catching any fish on.
Look at that black stripe.
A little lucky sickle.
You see so much prettier when they're in the sun.
Okay.
You got to meet Jimmy Houston today. Aren't you special? So did I. All right, let's get you back up there. Good job, sir.
What happened
It
to
was
this
not
one?
the
Just a different
BFOTD,
one.
though.
No.
It was not the big fish of the day.
No, but it's a nice one.
There he is.
God nailed him.
My God.
Boy, you got to find a piling that's got several fish on it, and it doesn't have a school of the little ones. We found schools of little ones also. Fishing in the shade.
Yeah.
That's another nice
And I
crappie.
tell you
Nice
what,
one. That's a good one there,
when
brother.
you got
nice
when you got
crappie.
Jimmy Houston in the boat, he sure make you look good.
Like that boy putting that ball in the hoop makes you look like a lot better coach. He's a heck of a coach, I got to tell you that.
Another good one. Beautiful crappie. Beautiful. He's going to go back down to that school. They're going to see that big hanging lip, and they're going to get a lockjaw.
Yeah. He's going to say, what happened to you? I don't know.
Where'd Bob go?
I don't know.
Where'd Bob go?
I went to eat. And... Oh, yeah.
You did it perfect, though. That crappie came right out from underneath that cross member and just ate that
see it.
crappie right there. And they hugged up right underneath that cross member.
Man.
So you got one. There you go, buddy.
Atta boy. Get just almost force feeding them.
Reel some more.
Nice one too. Nice one, Roland.
Okay,
Almost
son.
force feeding them. They've got really hard
That's a
to
good one,
catch.
son.
They're way harder to catch
harder.
right now than they were early this morning.
That was a vertical deal.
Yeah.
All we did was you were watching them on the live scope.
That's right.
Or on the.
We're getting right on top of them.
Yeah, we outside the
You
we
were
had
saying lift it up, and drop it down.
He was following it.
You can
and
see it.
And they follow it and they swim straight up like
Yeah.
this. You can watch them on that live.
Now, you use both the Garmin and you use both the Lowrance, and they're all pretty similar, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both good units.
Yeah. After Jimmy has the Garmin and I have the Lowrance.
Yeah. They both
almost
get the job
identical.
done. Yeah. Go get another one. There's quite a few down there.
There are quite a few down there.
I would suggest dropping it down and reel up real slow.